Welcome back, Roasties, to Let It Ride Finals, NRL Finals Week 2. We are here after a massive, huge Week 1. We're ready to ride again, as we say. And joined, as always, the man, I'm going to start calling you Maverick from Top Gun.
Happy with that.
Handsome Hammy G, after a monster week in Finals Week 1. How you been, mate? How you been? What have you been up to?
Yeah, look, I'm well. If you're listening, just careful of your headphones. I'm hot at the moment. Good week 1 of finals punting from me. I'm happy to do away with the false modesty. It was a bit of a fill up there, week 1. I'm up and about, Roasty. What's going on with me? I'm heading to Sydney on the weekend to obviously got my Sydney Swans hat on, go cross codes there. They've got a prelim final at the SCG. But in order to not have to take out a sizable loan, I'm actually having to fly up on Thursday evening. I've got a Thursday 9 p.m. flight, then I've got a Sunday 6 a.m. flight. Otherwise, it was going to be, I don't know, hopefully I'd probably have to invest my collect from the weekend and then some to get up there. But I'm going up on Thursday. So what that's actually done is it opened the door for me to go to the Raiders-Eels game on Friday as well. So I'm pretty up and about. Because and if you're a Milk fan, you'll be stoked with that news because I was there last week and they got the win, and we had a big same game multi fill up there as well. So all the ingredients are there for the same to happen again this week. So that's basically what's going on with me at the moment, mate. What about yourself?
So you're like the good luck, the little Irish charm for the Raiders.
Hammy, good luck. You might as well start calling me if they win again.
How was the game on the weekend? Was it Saturday night? I only caught the last sort of 15 minutes of it. I was at a 30th, but mate, she looked like a cracker.
It was a ripper. It was a really good game. I said last week, as you heard on the show, that I was big on the Raiders to win. They ripped in and they were good. It was decent atmosphere at Amy Park, as it always sort of is. 20,000 in the house, going nuts. But yeah, I think there's a big kind of highly engaged Raiders contingent in the opposite corner from where I was. Viking claps carrying on. They sounded like they clearly, like, visually were not the majority, but it sounded like they were at times. Like they were just going ballistic. So I'm expecting, I'd imagine CommBank will be sold out on the weekend, and there'll be a big contingent of Durs fans getting up there as well for that one. So I'm, as my boys absolutely stank the house down this year. I'm using my Canberra passport, and I'm exercising my right to jump on the Durs bandwagon. So hopefully they keep going.
That's a good one. I've always wondered, like, who do you jump on? Which team, if your team's out of the finals, who do you jump on as a bandwagon? So, hey, let us know in the comments which team do you jump on during the final season. If your team's knocked out, do you jump on someone else, or you just watch as a bit of a casual? Let us know.
Well, just also, I whacked $20 on the Raiders 2 weeks ago at $67, or a week ago at $67 to win the comp. They're in now to $21. I honestly reckon they will make the grand final. I don't know if Penrith is going to take some beating. I reckon they can win this weekend and beat North Queensland as well.
Yeah, right. Good call. So you're gonna ride it out? You're gonna ride out?
I'll be riding that out. I'll be riding that out for sure. So, and if I had got on a week earlier, could have got them at $201 when they were sitting in ninth.
Well, it looked like Broncos had that 8 spot locked up, and then that bad run, and Canberra haven't lost since.
Absolutely. So yeah, bring it on. All aboard the green machine.
Well, yeah, we're going to get into those games in a second. As if you can see, if you're watching YouTube, you can see that the hoodie that I'm wearing. We're giving out one from last week. The winner, who commented "Let's Ride" on the social post that we put out, is Stephen Gallagher. I believe he's over in New Zealand. So get in contact, Steve. We'll get you a hoodie sent out.
Any relation to Noel or Liam, or?
Oh, yeah, hopefully.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, get some tickets. But if you want one this week, what you got to do is go to our YouTube and drop a comment in the YouTube. You can drop any comment you want. You can tell us how much you love us, how much you hate us, what your best bet this weekend is. Well, there'll be plenty of hate. Don't worry.
I'm used to that.
Especially on my side. Drop a comment, any comment, whatever you want, just to engage. It helps the algorithm push us up and gets us seen by more people. So that's what we're trying to push this week. So head to YouTube, Roast Sports YouTube. Look up Let It Ride and type in any comment to win a hoodie. We'll give out another one next week. We've only got a couple of weeks left, so only a few more chances to get a hoodie before next season. So we've got shirts as well, so let us know if you do want a shirt instead of a hoodie, but I would take the hoodie there. They are rip snorters.
No, I'm not wearing my hoodie today, Roasty, because I wore it to the gym and it stinks. It's a bit sweaty and gross. But you'll be pleased to know it's testing week this week at Revel, and I smashed out a PB in it. So,
hey, there you go. Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah,
or less pudding in your case.
The proof is in the hoodie.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And if you want Hammy's sweaty hoodie, just look up his OnlyFans at Handsome Hammy G.
Yeah. Yep. Please do,
mate. Let's quickly have a touch on last week.
Let's do it.
Like we said, you were Maverick. You were Top Gun. You were on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all the stats here. Do you want to brag a little bit first before I go through and?
Yeah, let me brag a bit first.
Go for it, mate.
Do you want me to plow through them?
Plow through them. Got a fair few. Oh, because I'll say I went absolutely horrible. I think I picked one result, one try scorer. So
yep.
A few in my multis, but I didn't actually pull a multi off. So, but
yeah, this could be a long episode. I'll be honest. All right. So first try scorer, Sevo had that the first game. Bang, $12. Thanks for coming. Had him as an anytime try scorer.
No, Sevo didn't score.
For the Eels.
Have I totally lost this? No, you had Johnson to score. I'm checking now. We could be all over the shop here.
Yeah, I went and checked this last night. He was
No, only Oregon Kafusi scored for the Eels.
No, you're spot on. What I've done there when I've gone to settle this is I've gone back 2 weeks.
Okay.
My apologies.
Do you want me to go over it?
You go over that one. I'm off to a shocker there.
Well, the games that you got up, you got your multi in the Raiders game.
Yeah.
So, you took you got actually almost you got 4 out of your 5 bets there. You got Raiders head to head at 325.
Yep, thank you.
Hudson Young 450. Jordan Rapana, I think it was 275. Your multi was the Milk. I think you took them with the start.
I did.
Hudson, the score, and Rapana at $11. $11 multi. So fill up right there. That got you in front, ready to go.
Yep.
Cowboys, you got Taulagi 212, still a winner. Then in the Rabbitohs Roosters game, you took the Rabbits head to head 245. Johnson first try score at $8.
Yep.
Johnson anytime $1.80. Crichton anytime at $5. So I worked out if you put 1 unit on every single one of Hammy's bets, so 20 unit outlay, you would have returned 40.87 units.
Yep, you're welcome.
Which is 104.35 return of investment for
That's good.
Just that 1 week.
Good stats. That is good. Now, apologies for my missed fire on the Eels Penrith game. If thankfully my tipping wasn't as bad as my data retention there. But now I was up and about, Roasty. How's this for a bad beat? I was up and about by the time we got to the Roosters Souths game, which, by the way, game of the finals. I know we'll get to that in a minute, but I was up and about. And I went, you know what? I'm gonna whack a pineapple on something just a little bit fancy here, and I went for a same game multi with the following legs. I had the Rabbitohs plus 3.5. I had the unders, which was at that stage 44.5, and it finished at 44. I had Johnson, anytime try scorer, Mitchell, anytime try scorer, Crichton, anytime try scorer. And my last leg that I needed for what would have been $12,500
off $50
was James Tedesco, anytime try scorer, and he went off after 10 minutes with an HIA. So is that not one of the great bad beats?
I remember it now. Like, you bring it up, you actually sent it to me, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my God. And did you get it? Did you get a justice for that or not?
No justice on that one, unfortunately. But
you went with the wrong company there. But
that was one of those ones which, geez, it went very close. And I think I got a bit of false hope up because they announced on the broadcast Tedesco back on the bench. He's going to be back on the field in 7 minutes. And he sort of didn't come out for a while, and then they kind of updated that intel, and they went. Something's changed. He's displaying some more symptoms. He's not coming out anymore. And I went, that's all part of it, I guess. But hopefully he's all right. But that would have been a nice one.
Oh, mate, $50 into 12 grand would have been a great story for
Hall
the
of
show.
Famer.
It would have been. It was funny where we were sitting. We were right in front of like Triple M and 2GB, and there like all the radio heads were sitting there. And when Tedesco he's gone off, when he's come back out, they've all got up and he's like, Tedesco's back. Well, like, oh shit, yeah, he's coming back. Great, because we had him as well.
Yep.
And then it was like 2 minutes later, they're like, he's out. And they're all just looking around at each other like going mad. So we're like, oh, dirty. But I was at the game at the Rabbitohs Roosters, and right in front of us, when Johnson scored, I nudged Randy and I went, Hammy had Johnson at $8. And this bloke right in front of me was like on Sportsbet, and he's turned around, he's like, so did I, and he showed us his bet, and it was like he had him first try score at $8, $100 on him. He had all these other multis that needed like Suwali. He was like, all I need Suwali to score. I've got the rest like later in the game, and he didn't score. So he had a couple of bad beats as well. But great atmosphere, and like we said, yeah, one of the games of the week. But
outside of the Origin games, which you were also at that deciding Origin game, that felt like just the best atmosphere of the whole year.
It did, yeah. I know a lot of people watching at home went, oh, it was really stop-start. But for me at the game, the atmosphere, the crowd, the electricity of it all, it was magnificent. I would watch that 100 times over. Like, I understand the sim binnings and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, that's, the players. If you don't want to, act right, you get someone sim bin, you go, oh shit, we better not to go too hard here, and they get someone sim bin and they just keep on going hard. I loved it. I thought it created drama. It created a great narrative for the day. So I thought, I'm like you. It was the game of the week for me.
Great chapter for the Book of Feuds, and the Bunnies were down significantly more players, I think, for more of the game. So I think they did a great job.
They scored a try when it was 11-13.
Latrell freak, so good. Now, just a quick one on my same gamer for that game actually that I lodged on the podcast. I had the Rabbitohs at the plus, Johnson anytime, and then I had the unders. Now the unders, I think when we did the show was 42.5.
Yep.
If you got on a little bit closer to kickoff, it was up to 44.5. So if you waited and you followed that tip, you might have been onto a winner as well. So
100%, yeah. So I did. I checked it out. I was like, when I looked at the thing that I'd done up, it was 42, and I was like, and then they scored that last try, and I was like, Hammy's gone here. But
if you waited, good things come to those who wait. So
I had I just want to run through my multis real quick. I had in the Eels Panthers game, Panthers first try done. Second half was the highest scoring half done. Eels, I even took the alt line of plus 14.5, and they ended up losing by 19. So stuff up there. The Sharks, I took no good there. The Rabbitohs Roosters, I had either team under 10. Roosters over 11.5. Suwali, they were all gone. What else? Storm first try in the 8 minutes. So I had the Storm and the Raiders. Sorry, the first try in under 8 minutes done. Either team under 10 points done. I took Storm first try, and Tomoko scored. So nearly, I was very close to a couple of them there, but overall, shit house. So,
you get another chance this week, Roasty. Don't panic.
It. But yeah, like we said, some cracking games last week. Let's just run over them real quick. First half of the Eels Panthers, it felt like an old classic. It was like they used 5 tackles and a kick for the first 10 or so sets until the Eels got some good field position. Only one try apiece with a field goal separating at the half. Losing Moses cost them the Eels in the second half. They let it slip away. Storm Raiders, like we spoke about, you were there. It was good atmosphere.
Very good.
Felt like the Storm might take it in the end, but the Raiders held their nerve, which is unlike the Raiders. Record their 5th straight win in Melbourne against the Storm. That is a massive achievement.
It's remarkable. It is little Canberra down here.
It is, yeah. Sharks Cowboys. I didn't see much of this game, but I went in the last 10 minutes of normal time, and I had to stay and watch the goal, extra time, and golden point.
Yep.
Huge call on the Raiders with Tracy getting binned in the final 10 minutes, allowing the Cowboys to tie up the game. Had been very tight back and forth. It was, Sharks led, Cowboys come back tied, then they led, then Sharks come back. Looked like a very, very good game. Extra time couldn't separate them with Holmes. He came in clutch in Golden Point to seal the win. And we've spoken about Sunday at Allianz, how good it was. And hopefully we can get some games like that this week. The good thing about it was there was just a mix of all different games. There was hard battles. There was a lot of points scored. There was just good footy all weekend long. Unfortunately, the bad thing is we only get 2 of them this week. But let's get into it, mate.
Let's do it.
Friday night has the Eels taking on the Raiders, the Big Milk at CommBank. Eels -6.5 favourites, with the overs being 41.5. Now, the same 17 for the Eels as last week with the Raiders. They had to force a change with Adam Elliott off injured and Ryan Sutton making his return. Little fun fact, these two teams have never met in the finals. This will be their first meeting ever in September.
History
in the making. 62 times they've met, all during the regular season. Canberra leading the all-time head-to-head 32-30. Eels have won 4 out of their last 5 against the Raiders. Now, Raiders coming in hot after a 5-game win streak, while the Eels are trying to bounce back from that hard loss against the Panthers. Does the Panthers streak end at CommBank, Hammy, or will the Eels go out in straight sets?
Yeah, I think...
we've already said where you're at. You think the Raiders are going all the way?
I reckon the Raiders. Mitch Moses is a big one for me, coming in a little bit under a cloud. He's been named, but I'm not convinced he's at 100%. The Eels are $1.50 favourites. Raiders $2.60 head-to-head. I think that's great value for the Raiders based on how they've been going. I think the Eels have won both times this season. These teams have played. But happy to let that through to the keeper. The try scorers I'm going for in this one are actually, no, ignore that stat about them beating them both times this year. That's for the Panthers.
Yes.
But
I think they might have only met once, and I think Para got the win.
Yeah, the Eels, I think they won 4 of their last 5 against the Raiders.
Yep.
And only one of those games has been by more than 13 plus. So I guess if you're reading into the recent history, maybe you're looking at the Eels 1-12, which is about $3.15. But I do think that the Raiders get the win.
Yep.
At $2.60. Try scorers, I mean, tough to look past the blokes that looked after me last week, really, for the Green Machine. I think Rapana is a great bet to score again this weekend. And Hudson Young. I mean, he scored 8 tries in his last 7 games. I think he's looking good to find himself in the World Cup squad as well. You're getting $3.50 for Hudson Young. He's got to go into your same game. You can even take him 1 out as well, and he's still been looking after you of late. So my multi that I was going to go with this one, Roasty, Raiders +6.5, just to give the little extra bit of padding, and then Rapana and Young, and you're getting a pretty similar price to last week. It's $10.50. That's
not bad. Don't mind that.
Yep.
I'm going against you, but we'll get on that. I think last week the Eels Panthers clash, the forward battle was epic, and I expect this week to sort of be the same. Looking forward to Big Papa and Tarpany taking on and going toe to toe with RCG and Apollo. Like I was excited for the forward battle last week. Tomoko, he was brilliant last week.
Very good.
Sat Munster on his bum. Great highlight it was. He's going to be very dangerous on that left edge as well. You spoke about Moses. How's he going to back up after his head knock? This will be a classic, and I think it's just going to be a hard one to pick. Raiders spoken about this week how there's nothing to lose for them really in this final series. Coming in 8th, no one really say boo if they went out first game against the Storm. Feels like almost standard, that team that comes in 8th sort of doesn't do too well normally. Yet here they are up against the Eels, and I think that's a bit of a dangerous thing for the Eels as well. So especially considering their history in finals, I think they've only won 2 games out of their last 9 in finals. So, but in saying all that, I think I'm going to stick with the Eels. I think it's going to be a really, really close one. I like the Raiders better +6.5, but I'm going to jump over and just take a little bit more value in taking Eels 1-12. Like you said, there's only one, I think, 13 plus. The others have been very, very close. And, these finals games tend to be a lot closer. So I'm going to take Para 1-12 at $3. I had them at $3.10. Maybe get them $3.15, but have a look at that.
It is $3.10. You're right.
Yeah. My first try scorer, I can't go past Sivo at Combank.
775.
Yep, that's my first. Anytime try scorers, I'm going to look to the edge. Of course, Hudson Young. He's probably our MVP of the show this year for what he's done, his work of late.
Him and Ola Kawatu, those are the two on the podium.
And I'm taking for the Parramatta Eels, Isaiah Papp at 380. So I think that's good value there for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
My multi, I'm going to take the Eels to score first. I'm going to take the overs. I think there's a lot of points in this one. I was a bit disappointed in you last week, actually, Hammy. I think every game you took the unders.
A lot of unders, I know. Yeah. I just thought there'd be a little bit more defence probably going on. Yeah. But anyway.
I think it tightens up this week, but I still think the overs, 41.5, you get a 24-20 game. That's, that hits. And Isaiah Papali'i, anytime try scorer, and that's going to get me $7.50. I think both these teams are really good attacking teams, and I think we see some points here. So
yeah, that's nice. I don't mind that at all, Roasty. I did neglect to give you a first try scorer actually in my little wrap. Would you like one,
mate? We need one for Puntember. It continues. So
yeah, well, I'll tell you what I want to do here. If you'll indulge me, I think Jordan Rapana. I've got him in there to score a try at any time. $14 for the first try scorer. So I'm going to put half a unit on Jordan Rapana.
Right.
I see get the price here. He scored a couple of first tries this year. This is just overs for me. Josh Papali at $71. Half a unit on him as well.
Don't mind him at all.
To crash out. I know they got a good pack the Eels, and it's unlike, they're probably not going to switch off and let him straight through the middle, but he's done it a couple of times this year against good teams. That's a big price for a man who, it's not like we're talking like an Alex Twile here who has just never scored on. Like this guy can score tries, and that's a big price.
Origin, he scored, got it taken off him, got over, but
he knows how to get in there.
Yep, would not be surprised if we see him over the white line on Friday night.
Will you allow that for punt 10? I know it's a little bit of a contravening of the thing, but
I'll check the rule. Yeah, no, we're safe there. Yeah, we're
Thank
good.
you. Thanks, mate.
We'll go to the video ref,
the bunker. Yep. They've signed it off.
They've signed it off. But who knows with them? Mate, Saturday we are going to head, or we're going to stay, not head. We're going to stay in Sydney at Allianz with the Sharkies taking on the Rabbits. Both teams will be very battered and bruised after last week. Sharkies playing for 93 minutes, extra time, golden point, while the Rabbits and the Roosters just absolutely belted the shit out of each other for 80 minutes. Pretty even here. The Rabbits are slight favourites, -1.5. The overs 43.5. Now the same 17 for the Sharkies with Thomas Burgess out for the Rabbits. He's going to miss a couple of games. Michael Cheekham comes from 18th man onto the bench. Very even for these two recently. Their last 10 matches have split 5-5. And interestingly, like the game before, in 55 years of matches between these two, just once they've met in the finals. And that was a 28-12 victory to the Sharks back in 2015. Not that means bugger all, but it's just good little fact and good little history.
Good to know.
Could we see all the hard work from the Sharks this year go out the window in week 2 of the finals at the hands of Trell Milk and the Rabbits, or do you see them overcoming last week and book a date against the Penny Panthers, mate?
I think I just got this feeling we might see them come unstuck in straight sets, which is a shame for them. I mean, it's one of the great stitch-ups. They get a home semi-final and they've got to play it at effectively South Sydney's home ground where they've just had their best win of the season in front of probably mainly their fans. That's a stitch-up. Yeah. But you can't be playing this game in front of 11,000 with people locked out left, right and centre at Shark Park. So had to happen. My only watch out for the Bunnies is how bashed up are they from last week, because those teams just belted each other for over 2 hours. The game, they had to delay the news. It was a humdinger. So I was thinking Rabbitohs 1-12 is where my head was at for this one, which will get $3.15. But I tell you what other bet I love here, Roasty. I'm going to dust it off for a finals edition is the try bet, either side by 6.5 or less. So that'll get you $2.75. I just, bit of a sitting on the fence bet, but it's just a great way to just go, right, this is going to be a great game. Yep. Let's just enjoy it and hope that it's close. So that was a thought there from me. First try scorer, how could I not go to the man again? Alex Johnson, $6.75. Very short for a first try scorer, mind you. But, I think I reckon he can score one. The other little stat about the Sharkies, actually, in terms of them not winning this game and the going out in straight sets, they've lost their last 4 finals matches, so they're not getting it together when it matters. So
yeah, okay, yep,
that's worth throwing in the mix as well. Anytime try scorers, Johnson, he's going to find his way into my multi, but just not enough value for me to take one out at $1.50. I've gone Latrell, like one of the great performances last week. Just everything against him, all the build up through the week. Just you could see it coming a mile off. He dominated. He was so good to watch. $2.25, love that. And then a little bit of value for the Sharkies. Nico Hines, $4.20.
Yep.
Don't mind that at all for him. My multi, it's going to get you $4. Rabbitohs head to head. Johnson anytime, Latrell anytime, $4. So a little bit safer, or a little bit more conservative, but
you're in the lead now. You got to try and protect it. You got to try.
That's
and
right.
just get
I'm parking the bus, Roasty.
You are, as they say.
Yeah.
Little fun fact for this one: after every loss this year, the Sharkies have backed it up with a win. They're 6-0, 6-0 after losses, which includes a 1-point win over the Rabbits in round 20. So, just a little fun fact. Use it as you will.
Yep.
But what about the halves for both teams last week? Nico Hines, amazing with the Sharks. He had 3 try assists and 4 line break assists. Walker, just as good on the other side, 4 try assists and 3 line break assists against the Roosters. But I think this big clash, again, is in the forwards. I'm very biased to the forwards, if you don't know already. But this will be very interesting to see how they both back up after the weekend. Like you said, they're bashed around. But both teams went through a massive amount of work. And I had a look at some of the tackles and the amount of work that the Sharkies forwards went through after playing an extra 13 minutes. The back rowers, so Finucane had 43 tackles, Graham 43, Nakora 55. I think Toby Rudolph, he had 32, and Brayley had 68 in the front row as well.
Oof.
So it's a lot of work for that forward pack.
Yeah.
Now they've got the big Rabbitohs pack as well to do it all again. How busted and bruised are they? Can they last the full 80 minutes? So I had a look at the South back rowers as well. They had close to 40 tackles each. So there's a lot of work in both teams. But I think obviously the Sharkies with that extra time and Golden Point have gone through a lot more, and they've had an extra day to get over it, which does help. But I think they're probably if I'm looking at it just from a punt, I think they're the weaker team.
Okay.
I think I'm going to play. I think Rabbits take it. I'm with you there. I'm also saying it's going to be close, but I'm backing them to be too strong here. I'm going to take Rabbitohs as my result, -1.5. Take them there with the line. My first try scorer, I'm going to take AJ at 6.75. Very short, but I think he gets it done. Anytime try scorers, didn't do any good for me last week, but I'm going again. Cody Walker at 3.25. And Nico Hines, I'm with you there at $4.20. My multi this week, I think, due to the defence lacking a little bit, could be overs. I'd say over 42.5. Rabbits -1.5. And Souths to score the first and the last try at 7.25. I need to get some units back here on you. So I think just something a bit niche like that where they score the first one and the last one gets me a good price on a multi there. Take the win away from you.
All right. Well, good luck. Now, just on taking the Rabbitohs at the -1.5. Now that will get you an extra 5 cents of value from the current head-to-head price. And last time these sides met, it was settled by 1 point. Does that sway your decision at all to take the 1.5 there, or are you going to stick with it?
Is it too late to change?
I'll let it ride, mate. If you want to change,
I think I might. I don't know what you've talked me out of. It's 5 cents. It's probably it's probably not worth it, is it? Like it's probably just worth taking.
Well, it's 2.5 cents per point that you're paying with there. So
I think you're right. It's a great tip. Take the Rabbitohs head to head because in case it is Golden Point, extra time, whatever.
Yeah.
That you covered. And you're only it's only like you said 5 cents. So
I'm just looking out for you. I'm just looking out for you, Rosie.
You watch this. This will be decided by 1 point, and I'll be coming back here. So I will change. I'm going to go.
Watch this. They'll win by 2 points, and you'll be blowing up that I've blown you 5 cents of value.
imagine if the whole punt template came down to 5 cents. Hammy's talked me out of it. No, I will change. I'm going to go Rabbitohs head to head over 42.5. South to score first and last at 7.25. You talked me out of it.
Yep.
Talked me out of 5 cents, but
sorry,
mate. Enjoy. That's it. We're done. Nice little short and sweet episode. Obviously, only 2 games, but another 2 games. Two of the biggest games next week, and
yes,
might even have a look at. I think the finals start next week for the NRLW. So who knows? We might even just have a quick look at that.
Lovely. Sounds good.
Been following it too much, but there is some value there. So we'll have a look into it and see if we can pick out some winners there. But
100%,
mate. Hey, enjoy the rest of your week. I'm sure we'll chat soon. And punters, as always, gamble responsibly. Enjoy your football and have fun. But Hammy, thanks very much, mate.
Thank you, Roasty. And any riders out there who enjoyed a little bit of success in the milk game last week, courtesy of some elite tipping on the show. If you see me out there at Combank Stadium and you want to shout me a milk of some sort, more than welcome to. So
chocolate, strawberry, lime. What do you take?
Surprise me. Actually, if you got a lime one,
oh,
I'll do it. I'm all aboard the green machine. So
you ever had the lime milk?
I don't know that if I have, I've deleted it from my memory. But I'm ready to give it another go. So go milk.
You've deleted that core memory.
I have, but go milk, and I'll chat to you next week.
As always, go to the YouTube, make a comment, any comment, just boost that algorithm for us and help us out. But we will see you next week with a lot more profit, hopefully. All the best.
Sounds good. See you, Rosie.